Hi, I'm not really going to be doing like an intro to this video because this is part 2 of part 1 because I didn't plan for this to be 2 videos. But yeah, this is the second half of the first video. So I went for a little while longer and just said, you know what, I'm just going to deal with this. Maybe it is anxiety, maybe it's not, I don't know, we're just going to have to see what this is. I think I waited another week to a week and a half or something like that, and I was back at school. I think it was like a Monday or Tuesday. It was like 12:30 in the afternoon, and I had just gone to the library. I was about to study just to have a normal day, and I started feeling the attack come on, and I was so angry that I was having to continuously experience this pain, and no one was able to help me. No one was able to point me in the right direction, not even care to look at me running any other tests or doing anything else except just tell me, okay, it's probably your anxiety. And my thought process was, okay, if it is my anxiety, then someone tell me what I need to be doing, what doctor I need to see, what therapist I need to go to heal from this, because this is not something that I can live with. And even then, no one was interested in helping me do that. So I went back to student health because I was so angry that I said, you know what, maybe if someone witnesses me having an episode or an attack, then they will want to help me. They will see that I'm in significant amount of pain and that it is not anxiety. So I went back to student health. I went to the appointment office, and they told me that they were full for the day, so they had me seen by a nurse. And the nurse took me back, and she basically just ended up saying, because she consulted with the other doctor, the other female doctor, which I'm not going to name any names, that had mentioned the anxiety. She consulted with her. She comes back to me and says, okay, we think it's heartburn, or it could be acid reflux. And I've never experienced these two things, but I knew in my gut that that was not it. That acid reflux, that would be a whole different kind of pain than this would be, and this wasn't it. She told me that I needed to get a certain type of medicine. I don't even remember what it was, but it was like an antacid, an over-the-counter thing. Take 2 of them in the next 24 hours, and then make an appointment for the next day for them to see me again. So I did that. I went and I took the antacids. Again, they didn't do anything, and I ended up having another episode, which was 10 times worse than the one that I had when I was walking over there. It lasted about an hour to an hour and a half. I was on the phone with my dad, and my dad said to me, you know what, you need to come home and you need to see your primary care doctor because they will actually hopefully be interested in helping you. So I made an appointment for Friday, February 21st, and this was, I think, Wednesday, or like I said, it was like Monday or something like that. And so I went back to the student health center the next day. Basically, it was a waste of time. I was seen by another doctor who didn't even know what was going on with me, didn't have my charts pulled up or anything, and just thought that I was having something else completely wrong with me. And she says, oh, my nurse says you're feeling much better, like you're healed. I was like, no, I just said I was feeling fine right now, but this is not a constant pain that I'm experiencing. This doctor basically said to me, okay, I think you have gastritis. So I did not know what that was, but basically from what she explained to me, gastritis is inflammation of the stomach lining, which in my head actually somewhat made sense because I'd had the stomach bug almost 2 months before. And she told me that, you know, these kind of symptoms can last for a lot longer after you've had the sickness. So for once, I kind of felt like maybe this could be the answer. Well, I guess for the second time, because scoliosis was the first diagnosis, then gastritis. So, but I didn't want to just settle with what she was saying and just go get the medicine and try that, because the medicine was going to take 2 weeks to see if it would actually make a difference. I'd have to take 1 pill a day for 2 weeks consecutively, and then at the end of the 2 weeks, then we would know, because it wasn't something that would start working immediately. It was like gradually over time. I didn't want to wait and try that immediately. I already had the appointment on that Friday to see my primary care doctor, and I said, you know what, we're just going to see her and see what she says. So I came home for the weekend, and I saw my doctor, and this was the first time that I felt like I was finally going somewhere. She came into the office, and she literally brought her laptop in front of her, brought her notebook in front of her, and just said, tell me everything. We're going to compare what you said last time you were here, everything you've done in between. Tell me what you're experiencing now, what has happened. Tell me everything. We're gonna do what we can to fix you, like to figure this out. She knew that, you know, I was a college student and that I was gonna have to be going back to school on Monday, so she was also interested in doing this immediately, like getting things done. So we talked for a good while, and she was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna draw blood from you again, and we're gonna take chest x-rays to make sure there's nothing wrong with your lungs or your chest or your heart or anything like that. They did an EKG on me to make sure, again, that it wasn't my heart. And then after that, the next step was to get an ultrasound of my stomach and my like organs in that place. It was not a pelvic ultrasound. And then if that came back completely normal, then I was going to be referred to a GI doctor. I don't really know. It's like a gastrologist. I don't know the proper term for it, but a GI doctor that would do a scope of my stomach. That was like, those were the steps, and we actually did like the steps. My blood came back normal, my chest x-ray and my EKG came back completely normal, so all of that was good. So then that day she was able to get me an appointment at a nearby hospital, an emergency room, and they were going to do the ultrasound of my stomach. So I went to this hospital, and I was seen like within 10 minutes of me being there, and they did an ultrasound, which lasted about like 20 to 30 minutes. It was actually quite long. It was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. And then they, because it was like, you know, such a rush, like because she knew I was going to be going back to school on Monday, she had them look at it immediately, and they were going to call me back within a few hours. So after this, I went with my boyfriend and my friends, like we went and hung out for a little bit, and I got a phone call from the doctor. So then finally the mystery has been solved. So after 2 months of just all of this stuff kind of happening, not knowing what was going on, and seeing doctor after doctor and getting nowhere and being frustrated and being in pain, I was told that my ultrasound came back and it was clear that I had gallstones in my gallbladder, and I was having gallbladder attacks. So hearing that news was kind of like, I don't know how else to describe it other than like, I guess bittersweet. Like it was a good and bad thing at the same time. I was so relieved to hear that they had found something, they had figured out what was wrong with me, that it was not in my head. I was not experiencing anxiety or panic attacks of any kind. It was not like that whatsoever, and that I was not making this pain up. It was so relieving to hear that. On the other side, it was kind of scary to hear that, you know, I was having this issue with one of my organs, and I was now going to have to be referred to a surgeon to have it removed. You know, I've done so much research on it at this point. Like, I know this is a very common surgery. A lot of people have this happen, and it would not be too significant of a deal. However, like, to me, like, I've never had a surgery like that. The only two minor surgeries that I've had, I had surgery on the outside of my ear, and then I had mouth surgery. And those are two completely very different things than, like, having an organ removed from your body. So when I first heard this news, you know, I was very terrified. I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, I guess I'm still a little nervous. I still don't know 100% what's going to happen. But I obviously feel a lot better knowing that they figured it out, and that this is a very easily solvable issue. So I was referred to a surgeon, and I had a meeting with them the following Monday. So I didn't go back to school on Monday, I went back to school on Tuesday. They basically met with me, they evaluated me, they looked at my ultrasound, and they determined it would be very beneficial for me to have my gallbladder removed. And we basically planned the surgery. The surgery is going to be taking place next Thursday on March 5th. And that's actually the start of my spring break. So there goes the rest of my spring break. I'm going to be a vegetable. That's what I've been saying. I will be in a surgery center, and then I will be allowed to go home the same day, and I'll be recovering at home. So that's basically the story of what has happened and how I found out that I'm going to be needing gallbladder surgery. It has been a very, very long process, very annoying process, something that I've experienced that I actually want to share this story with people. And I want to talk about it because I want to tell people what happened to me. I want to tell people so that they can understand these symptoms are not easily diagnosable. And I really, really don't want someone else to go through what I went through for as long as I did and not knowing about, like, what the issue was. It's horrible not knowing what's causing the pain, how to make it stop, like, because you don't know, you have no idea, and it's horrible, like, literally waking up every single day in fear. Oh my gosh, am I gonna have another episode today? Like, am I gonna make it through the day without being in pain? Am I gonna be able to go take an exam today and make it through the exam without wanting to scream in pain? I really hope that anybody that sees this video, if they end up having similar symptoms, that they can tell their doctor, please look at my gallbladder, it could be that. Because they don't think of that first. So I really hope that this video is helpful to somebody at some point, even if it's not in the current moment, because gallstones are very common. 1 in every 3 women have gallstones, whether they know it or not, and 1 in every, I think it's 5 or 6 men have it. You are going to be more susceptible to getting them once you're past the age of 40, and if you are overweight. So obviously only thing on that list, I am female, so I'm definitely a rare case to have gallbladder attacks. However, they happen. I'm here. It happened to me. I want to thank you to anybody who decided to watch this video. It actually means a lot to me. This has been something, like I said, that's just been one of the biggest things that I've had to deal with. And it does mean a lot to me that you care to watch or listen to the story, and I really hope that none of you have to experience anything like this, but if at some point in your life you do, or you find somebody or you know somebody that does have something like this happen to them, hopefully you will be able to either help yourself or help this person find out what's wrong with them so they can stop being in pain sooner rather than, you know, it dragging on for months. So, like I said, this is going to be the first part to this video. It's going to be a part 2. I want to include, like, the surgery process. Obviously, I'm not going to be awake during the surgery, but I want to, like, take pictures of and videos of what that process looks like for anybody that would be interested. And then I also want to talk about the recovery process afterwards, after the surgery, and I might even make like a fully recovered video later in the future, because it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to be fully recovered from the surgery. Thanks for watching. I'm not sure when I'll be uploading part 2 and possibly part 3, but I guess look out for that if you're interested. Thanks, bye.